Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, we are now episode 114. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Got people already in the chat room. Appreciate that, guys. First in the building, Bat Scientist, Roscoe Stock Picks. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. What's going on? Donzel Essex, Bo Vosh. What's going on? Glad to have you back, sir. Michael 91, Izzy Jules, David. What's going on? Monkman, Simply Daya. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we in the building. Dominic Williams, how you doing? James Brown, Nathan Qualls, Bruce Cole, T-Man, Money Stay Woke, Juan Diaz, Ryan Gets It, Ja Warrior, Bambi, Wesley the Dog, Londell Carter. Got a whole bunch of people in there. The beautiful Miss Montez, Joseph Inkpen, Thriller Ali. It's getting to a point where I'm gonna have hundreds of people. I'm not gonna be able to say the names anymore. But shout out to you. It's just, it's a credit to all the people who call in and to see our growth here on the show. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we had a decent list last night. By all means, our winner on the show was PULM. Oh, and the train would come now. But PULM was our big winner last night, or today. Yeah, what's going on, Gerardo? Gary the truck driver, thank you for joining me, man. So that was our big winner today. AUPH got back to some winning ways, up 2%. It's something. But yeah, PULM, a stock that was on our chart yesterday, as well as the day before, breaking, which was really interesting because now, I want to say we're going into the third day now. Tomorrow's going to be the third day. Well, if you consider the 24th, I mean, that was a good day for the stock as well. But now we're going to a third day, and we know third days are typically red days. So PULM, another, pretty big gain for the stock. Another really, really big gain for the stock. And what was really interesting in PULM, as we can see here the last 2 days in the stock, is that we didn't see the big sell-off that we saw yesterday. On PULM, which is running based on a huge qualified infectious disease product, or QIDP designation from the FDA, which was now almost a week and a half ago now. It was almost a week and a half ago. So to see the stock continuing to run based on that information, because it's not running on anything new, this is quite surprising for me. All right, because this in itself is kind of a delayed reaction to that news. This is a bit of a delayed reaction. Other than that, we had some major companies today, unfortunately, not hit on earnings. The big player, obviously, Alphabet. Some of you guys had heard of that. Today, they missed earnings. Google in itself, Alphabet, their parent company, they've got like 7 lines of business that have like 1 billion plus users or more. They've got almost 1 billion people in several different products. So for them to show that they still have insane revenue growth, but top line earnings did come down, unfortunately didn't meet expectations. And if you heard the conference call this morning, they basically said it's because they're investing in all these different lines of businesses. So they've got the Oculus, the whole VR thing going on, right? And then, of course, the other new lines of business. But what they said was, leading them to, be short for Q4 was the fact that they're putting so much money behind virtual reality, augmented reality. I forgot what the name of the guy who created Mark Zuckerberg. He came out and has said in several interviews that he believes that VR is the future. He believes augmented reality is the future, and he believes the Oculus product that they have is the superior product. Now they've got a lot of competition coming out. They've got competition from HP, competition from Microsoft. You got Samsung with their own VR product now. So we're going to be really seeing how the future looks for companies like that. I don't believe that AMD. I know I didn't miss AMD, right? I think AMD is in another next week. Am I right? I know somebody here is following AMD. I want to say it's next week, but I'm still watching it. But yes, Google was the big one today. Also, Caterpillar. Caterpillar today was, unfortunately, I want to say they missed as well. Caterpillar missed on earnings. This is another one that it was a Trump stock. Was a Trump stock, as you can see here. If we go back on the 1-year chart, that beautiful gap up here, basically on November 8th, November 9th, excuse me, gapped up higher, right? The whole idea of the wall, Donald Trump investing in infrastructure, right? Invest in America. So that big miss today, obviously, played a huge part in what's been going on right now with Caterpillar, which isn't bad. Some people still think it's fat. I'm going to be watching to see how it affects the overall penny stock side of things, because we know it does kind of have those effects, right? That kind of Jenga effect where everything starts falling apart. All right. Yes, indeed. So with that being said, I also throw in more ideas of earnings and what happened as we look at the stocks you guys were following. So let's get into some of the stocks you guys were following again. But going back to our list from last night, PLX. Let me see, PLX, which was on our that was slightly a disappointment. All right, only down 3%, so nothing horribly bad. Nothing horribly bad in that one. Bad Scientist, DIGAF. That unfortunately didn't do so hot today. Double-digit loss on DIGAF. But again, we know what happens when you're trading these OTC pennies. When they have down days, they can be multiple double-digit down days. All right. MOST. It's kind of almost a little bit manipulative there, because 47%, but it was only on like 4,000 shares being traded, so I wouldn't even look at that. I'm not even sure why that was on the list yesterday. TNXP, another stock that didn't make it on our list yesterday to perform very well. VNR, Vanguard National Resources, now above the band. We were really excited about that hitting double digits. This is another stock that Bad Scientists, we talked about how VNR hit the double digits, or that big single digit mark, which was $1, 102 actually yesterday, and found another 6 cents today to close at about 107 for the day. So Vanguard Natural Resources, nicely cracking that 20-day moving average, and has been holding it ever since, cracking the 20 there on January 19th at 76 cents a share. As you guys know, we've been started messing around with Bad Scientist a 1-day chart using that doji pattern, and I was playing it today for you guys who were following me on Twitter. It really does work. It actually really does work. It was a great short that I made in on FHLM that I'll show a little bit later. Gerardo, you said VNR is going to $2. Gerardo, you let me know why it's going to $2. 305-600-2896 is my number. What's going on, Trading Jedi? It says a lot of IPOs tomorrow. Well, tell us about it. Tell us about it. All right, so let's look at DELT. DELT, Delta Technology Holdings. Big Shag, what is this about? I see it blew out of here a couple days ago. Let's look at this 5-day chart. Get out of this daily. And the 5-day chart, not too bad. Sideways move through the funnel. I've obviously looked at this. Broke through a 170 resistance point. And, we talk about how resistance becomes support. And exactly what happened here. As it broke DELT 170, came back to bounce right on top of that here at 170. So obviously, yeah, it looks like I was looking at it way back when, early, just a couple days ago, actually. Nope, this had to be back on the 19th. All right, so not so bad. So as you can see here, this is really the last 2 weeks. Been funneling between 172 and 140. I guess you would say it broke out today, but obviously for the fact that it came back to retest 170 lets you know we still have, a lot to prove to some buyers out there. So I'll definitely, Big Shag, unless you got a story to let us know about why we can, see this continue to go higher, I will put it on our list to watch tomorrow and for the upcoming weeks ahead. All right, for the upcoming weeks ahead, DELT and DELT. And Shag, what's the business? What business are they in here? Quick, I know you guys probably can't see this. I just want to see what, because I can't even TradingView isn't telling me what business they're in. DELT. Let me see, DELT stock. What's their line of business? Let me see here real quick. What's the profile? Yahoo Finance. Yeah, even Yahoo Finance really doesn't say anything. Okay, Chinese company. Manufactures and sells fine and specialty chemicals in the People's Republic of China. Offers organic compounds. Unsaturated polyester resins. All right. So is it basically a company provides products for automotive, pharmaceutical, dye, pigments? Okay, so it's hard to explain the business because they seem like they're in a whole bunch of everything, but it's like a chemical processing company, right? Something to that extent. That's what it seems like. What's going on, Josh? I mean, that's kind of what it seems like. 818, you're on the air. 818, what's up? 818.
Yes.
Yes, how you doing? Who am I speaking with?
Are you speaking with John?
All right, John, and you got a stock for us?
Yeah. What I wanted to ask was I have a small account.
Okay.
And I'm invested in a USCI right now.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wanted to say was, what should I do with it right now? Should I fall back and just leave it, or should I wait on 30, 40, 50, 60 days?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want people to do with it. If you look at a lot of stocks that trend in that zone, and let me go back to it here. When I made the video, I've always believed that it was, something that I wanted to get people in when I saw it move. And that's kind of why I made that video about it at 0006, because this is a stock that's ran by a gentleman who has, I guess you can somewhat say, somewhat of a shady past. He buys small publicly traded companies. He creates a line of business and then uses resources to hire out other companies that promote stocks, right? Promoters to promote the stock. And if you get into these stocks very early, right, and like any other stock that eventually gets promoted, you can generate a pretty good return for yourself. So At 006, I made that video. We're at 0012 now. I honestly believe it's anywhere between 90 to 120 days. Could happen a lot sooner than that, of course. And I can't control when you decide to sell or when you decide to walk away from the situation. But I know he's going to pump the stock again. He had an interview this Saturday that I retweeted where he talked about getting the contract to grow cannabis in California and some other deals that's pending in the state with other companies that are trading publicly right now. So we're awaiting news on that. But as of right now, it's basically a buy and hold situation. That's what we're doing in USCI.
And besides that, I was also wondering, what could I do to find stocks like USCI and just find penny stocks that are going to make a high run over a couple of days or a couple of months?
Sure. Well, the one thing that starts off is sometimes scans don't necessarily do a good job of being able to find stocks that are not in play any longer, because typically when you're scanning, you're looking to find stocks that are currently in play. A lot of times to find the big gains, you want to find stocks that aren't in play at all, or that had made runs but aren't doing anything right now. And the only way to do that is, I have a video, how to find penny stocks. But you need to set up an account, an email account that you use specifically for pump and dump emails. So you would set up this email account and basically go to Google, type in penny stock newsletters. All right. And you're basically going to go down the list and sign up to damn near every single one that you can pull up. Because here's the thing. When those companies are promoted, eventually, the momentum dies down. People sell. The companies end up losing value because the market isn't hot for those stocks. And they practically go dormant. But what we see in penny stocks is that they go through cycles where a stock that was hot, unfortunately goes dormant, and then it comes hot again as, the owners come back to generate, momentum for the stock in order to raise money for whatever reason. I can show you, for example, off the top of my head, we just had a run in BTCS. BTCS is a situation Bitcoin stock, which was the only publicly traded Bitcoin stock, on the market right now. This is a stock, BTCS, which has been promoted several times over the course of the year. And again, if you catch it at these bottoms that it makes when it's not running, you are able to generate a significant amount of return for yourself. But in order for you to be able to catch that, you've got to be signed up to these promoter emails that you can be able to go back after all the hype is gone and say, okay, they sent this email out in August. Now it's December. What is that stock doing now? And if it's not doing anything, that's a great opportunity for you to be able to sit, maybe a couple $100, maybe $120 that you're not going to be, scared of having sit there for a month, 2 months, 3 months while you wait till the stock comes back alive.
The thing, I only have like 100 minus a commission. It's going to be like 90. And I have it all invested in like USCI.
So are you saying you only have, in your entire account, you only have $100? Hello? 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 Okay. Hello? Okay. 818, call me back. Call me back, man. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, you definitely got to get your money up, man. Only $100. That's, that's not the way to trade. Only $100. Craig G said he was trolling. You think he was trolling? Yeah, probably could have been trolling, but I answer those questions because some people out there, they might have the same questions. You never know. 702, you're on the air. What's up?
What's going on, Sal? It's David.
Hey, David, what's going on, man?
Not much. I wanted to add to that because especially when you're new, I mean, I'm sure you've heard this, and I've talked about it before I gave up trading back in the day. what I used to do when I first learned penny stocks was I would look at all these stocks that are running, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would turn around and pay attention to who's talking about it now and look back into the past of that stock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And start watching what these people are talking about, and I start putting a pattern together that the same people were talking about the same stocks always before they ran. And then what I would do is start watching the chart and the accumulation lines. If you got the patience to do that, you will hit one every single time.
Yeah.
So I want to throw that out there, something to really consider. Just, watch who's talking. Like you said, you could get on those newsletters and really pay attention to who's talking.
Yeah, and speaking of, finding who's talking, the guy on the phone right now, David, runs Investors Hangout, and you want to talk about a place to find OTC stocks before everyone else. That's the place to do it. And if you can, David, tell them a little bit about your website and what you guys do over there.
Well, I definitely appreciate that, Sal. I really do. Obviously, we're a big fan of Sal because we like what he does. And like he says, people charge you money to repeat what other people do, right? And when you go out there and you help people out, you're going to really work together. And that's exactly what myself and Joe did when we started Investors Hangout. We had to, obviously give up trading to start the site. Mm-hmm. And we realized that was a big problem, is that people didn't have a real place to go and work together and network. And everything else was spammed out or flooded. So we started Investors Hangout, gave up trading, and started a really transparent community. And we're actually, next month is our 5-year anniversary. And the site is exploding anywhere from 150 to plus 200 members a day, new members. Now they all go, there's multiple boards there, but one of them for penny stocks is the Sheep Wolf board.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure this guy, he pulls these stocks, 0004 for that Strike Force.
Yeah.
And we're talking a week, 2 weeks before they start running, and they just explode and go from there. So that's really one of the big ones for the penny stocks and the MVP board. But like you said, I'll look back at all these stocks, looking at the charts, and they're running right now, and they always end up leading back to those two boards.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and Sheep Wolf is a guy that I've had on the show here when he introduced NEWC, and NEWC went crazy not too long after that as well. So NEWC, got depressed, and then sure enough, when you get it at that sweet spot bottom, those are the great places to get those kind of stocks, and sure enough, it ran absolutely again. Like we said, because these stocks, and David, can you explain why do they do that? Why do penny stocks, get promoted, then they just go dry, and then all of a sudden they come back again? Is it just to raise money again, or is there sometimes almost like a sentiment where people feel like this should be running again?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, in my opinion, and from what I've watched over the years, okay, I traded for quite a while, but I've also followed the charts. My videos, I started doing video charts in 2011, and what I noticed, Sal, is that, in my opinion, is that a lot of these companies play the news on their own chart for the penny stocks, right? Mm-hmm. They, like you said, they know what's going on. And your caller yesterday, I think it was Lloyd, said that anybody can go in there and change the chart how they want it.
Yeah.
So, as far as the companies go, look at Rocky Mountain High Brand, for example.
Yeah.
Everybody said that company was fake, but they're on a
RHMB or something like that. Is it R?
Rocky Mountain High Brand, yeah, RMHB.
Yeah, there it goes. Yep, that was a company. Yeah, I remember everybody was calling that one a fraud. Look at that chart. Beautiful.
Right, but it's been solid.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you watch this stuff and watch it form out, but then some of these, these stocks, it's a rinse and repeat. You watch it go up, come back down.
Yeah.
It all comes down to that. Like you use the accumulation a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a big player too. Yeah. The accumulation.
There it is.
When What is that at right now? I haven't looked at it for a while.
It's at 11 cents now. It's pulled back from a high of 16 cents, but again, this was a stock that was double 3 cents a share, 2 cents a share. As recently as 12/19, yeah, we were at 3 cents a share. So yeah, we're talking about a 400% return on your investment from where you started off at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing, I can't remember. Yeah, Jerry, the CEO, they start putting us in their PRs all the time for a banner ad on Investors Hangout, and they start rolling out with their products. I'm like, wow. I mean, there was some people on that board that made $100,000-$200,000 on that stock.
Mm.
So,
wow.
Yeah, but one other one, I wanted to bring this up because somebody just messaged me about this one on YouTube, is SOUM.
SOUM. What is it pronounced? Soom?
I think so. I'm not sure. SOUM, yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about this company.
Well, I'm not too sure exactly on the company because I do more of the charts than anything. But I do like the way that this chart's starting to line up because you got the 10-day crossing with the 30-day under it.
Mm-hmm.
And what else was it? But it's been resting on that 30-day simple moving average, and today it really started taking off like it had a consolidation period for 3 days.
Yeah,
so I would definitely keep an eye on this one if that volume starts pouring into it in the open.
Yeah, I do see here it's a really increasing volume out of nowhere. Really built up over the last several days. As you're right, the last 4 days in the stock, it's really been built up here on SOUM. And we'll definitely do some research on the show today on SOUM. But yeah, that's definitely something to watch. We're at 0022 right now on the stock. 81 million shares traded today too. So definitely flying off the handle in terms of volume.
Yeah, it's like I said, going sideways, but for sure, really picking up out of nowhere.
Yeah. I see it hanging there on that 8 exponential average. We're above the 20-day for sure, as you said, above the 20-day moving average. SOUM is the chart, and thank you so much, David. Appreciate the call, bro.
All right, you guys take care. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I really got to give it up to those guys over at Investors Hangout, man. They just showed me so much love from the beginning. I mean, when I didn't know what I was talking about, those just guys reached out to me and like, man, they think we love what you're doing. Keep it up. Even when I thought about giving up because I barely had anybody watching, he's like, keep at it, man. And when I needed my graphics card, because they donated the biggest. I wouldn't even really. I mean, I was a member of the website, but I wasn't even going as hard as many of the other members. But they said, man, we really love what you're doing. And these guys, practically paid for it. So shout out to them and the other members that follow Investors Hangout. Yes, indeed. All right. Let me talk to this guy one more time. 818. Is this you, the caller from earlier?
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you something. Did you say that you only had $100 in your trading account?
Yeah, but hold up, let me check how much I have right now.
Okay.
After USCI went down a little.
Okay.
Right now, my entire account value is $68.
$68. Okay. Do you have a job right now?
I'm 14. I have no job.
Oh, you're 14 years old. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So if you're, at 14, honestly, I would have loved if you possibly paper traded this. But since you're already in it, I would honestly, because of your age, I would just stay in it just to experience what it is. I mean, you're in it as it is right now. It's not the first stock I would want you to get in at 14. Just to be honest with you. With that being said, I would definitely take this as a learning experience. Penny stocks is very, very risky. It can go up, it can go down, but you're going to have to be patient with this one. And this is probably something you probably don't have at that age, because you're probably looking at it like, why isn't it doing anything? Why isn't it running where we should be at, where we shouldn't be at? I mean, with that being said, do you plan on putting any more money in your account so you can do some other things, or?
Yeah, my brother gave me the $100 originally, and he's probably gonna give me maybe 100 more.
Okay.
Top if this one doesn't work out. So I'm just gonna look into it. I'm gonna check if USCI goes big.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does. This one was I was paper trading for a while, and then I saw your video about USCI, and the next day I paper traded it, and it went up like 89%. I was like, oh, I gotta get in right now.
Yeah.
And the next day after that, it just went down.
Yeah, because people are accumulating and taking a position, but you don't want to trade on that because, again, it's a long-term hold. That's just, people getting a position and they understand that this is, something that will happen down the road. But with that being said, whatever monies that you come into, honestly, I would just save that, put that somewhere else. But go back to what you were doing with paper trading. It sounds like, you were figuring it out and you were learning and whatnot. I would stick to that. Don't feel like you've got to go out there and start doing it now. I mean, you're 14 years old. You've got, years ahead of you to trade. If there's any information I can bestow on you right now is, man, take time right now. You're in school. You live at home. You have no liabilities. Just eat every single book about finance and trading and investing you can. Become a brainiac at this, man. You have an opportunity to become a PhD at trading, investing, and money management by the time you finish high school. You have that opportunity right now. So the whole idea of trying to trade to make money right now, you don't even need to do that. You don't need to. There's no reason for you to do that. All right. So learn is the number one thing I can tell you to do is just learn. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. All right. He's probably not going to take my advice, but he's probably not going to take my advice. It's okay to dabble, but he comes off like he wants to just start running in and trading. And dude, at 14 years old, I mean, have some fun. Study, learn, please, but have some fun, man. Have some fun. Have a good time for yourself. All right. 347. You're on the air. What's up?
What's going on, Sal? How you doing?
Big Shag. Appreciate it. Thank you for calling. Let's get back to these stocks.
What's up, man? If it's cool with you, I just want to go over how I trade today.
Okay.
To kind of get some insight on what's going on, and then also give my thoughts on the two tickers I called about 2 days ago and DELT. I couldn't chat.
Yeah, DELT, the Chinese chemical company, I figure. Tell us a little bit about this. Where do you see this heading?
Well, I had it on watch as a swing because of the daily chart,
mm-hmm.
and it was similar to PULM.
Okay.
So I was interested in it, and I'm pretty sure it was a newsletter that caused it to go up like that,
okay.
And I'm pretty sure that caused the volume going on today. But I actually got into DLT after that little surge of volume, because I had it on watch originally at like 170. Yeah, 170. Small size, nothing crazy. Because what I thought was going to happen was it was going to volume, and then it was going to catch the attraction of other people because it was kind of breaking out at daily level,
mm-hmm.
and then we kept going, which it kind of looked like we were going to once it started spiking pretty up into like 180, 185, and then it sold off, and I wound up holding throughout the day, and I just sold on that spike at 175, just get rid of it.
Mm.
But coming up tomorrow, if it has another day like this, I expect to break up soon because I'm pretty low float,
yeah.
And I wouldn't hold it for more than a couple of days, man, because it can drop really hard. I mean, if you know how it is.
Yeah, right. I mean, by the way it's sitting up like that, it's almost destined for a strong pullback.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we're way above the 20-day moving average up there. So it's going to be really interesting to see DELT in the future. So you're actually probably not saying for anybody to really kind of jump in on this now, right? You're thinking a pullback could come any time.
Oh yeah, don't get in expecting to hold this. I'm talking in terms of just getting in, getting out in the middle of the
The
day,
same day,
like
okay.
intraday type of trading.
Hmm.
Definitely, I wouldn't hold it because even any type of Chinese company, I would not hold any type of Chinese company for the most part because
Right.
there's so much manipulation and just
Hmm.
greediness from the company. It's disgusting, but I don't really hold that much from those type of stocks.
Got it.
But I'll go over the other daily before I get into my other trade. PIRS, the one I called about a couple days ago.
Yes, PIRS. I do remember you bringing that up. PIRS, so pretty much a sideways day for the stock today. Did
Hmm.
touch the 20-day moving average, which was yesterday, but last 5 days overall, I guess not too bad. Not too
Yeah,
bad. It looks like
I would be careful with it.
yeah, it looks like we're consolidating again, either to retest two or to break
Hmm.
down. I mean, which way you think we're going?
That's what I was going to say too. Exactly. It could either break down or it could have a second leg up, which I'm
Yeah,
not. Based on today, I would expect it to consolidate a couple more days at this level.
yeah.
If not, slowly start break it down. And if anything, it'll retest the 200. It'll retest like 170 at the lows there, if anything. But hopefully it breaks out. I'm not sure about it. I'm not too confident about it.
Yeah, because I
But
see volume drying up too, as we see here on the volume color bars. Looks like volume is really drying up in the stock.
yeah, so I mean that one just in case of anything. But besides that, VRS, the one I called about too.
Okay.
This one actually is working out pretty well. Um, it broke over that level like we talked about, and I'm pretty sure we both said that we wouldn't be interested until like the $8 level. So it looks like we might actually get there tomorrow or the day after.
Okay. Yeah.
So my plan for this is it's probably going to tap in and pull back. That's what I expect to do. If it just goes over it, then I'm probably not going to take a trade on until it does pull back and consolidate. So I can probably take up some shares there and hold it
Okay.
for like the second round up towards 200.
Yeah.
I haven't done too much research on it. I was waiting for it to hit $8 before I really took a big interest in it
Yeah.
to see what type of company it is and looking to see some of its filings and stuff like that, just to as a precautionary.
Hmm.
But what do you think about it?
I mean, right now it's sitting really nice. I mean, we're at the upper band of the stock right now. The 4 is nicely on top of the 8 exponential moving average. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't see. I mean, last 4 days, nice big red. I mean, excuse me, nice big. Last 5 days actually, nice big green candles on the stock. So I can definitely see, as you said, possibly tapping 8 and then coming back down to possibly retest that 8 exponential moving average. But again, this is another one I have volume concerns about. We
Mm-hmm.
had a lower than expected volume day today, only 141,000 shares. Typical 175. So we'll see with these
Mm-hmm.
gains today, 3%. We'll see. Probably brings more confidence into the stock tomorrow. We'll see how that acts. But I can definitely see that touching that 8 to spread it out
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. Let me see here. The 52-week high is 1360, and we don't really have any resistance in front of us. So
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
yeah, not
I
a,
mean, once we get over that $8 level, we have a lot of room.
yeah. It looks like that's 798. All right, so yeah, 798.8 as you said, which is a point where we reached at September 6th, September 7th.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, yeah, I can definitely see
Yeah,
it tapping that and then coming back down. So again, this is possibly another day trade that you'll be able to see whether or not it's going to do that by 9:30. Actually, excuse me,
mm-hmm.
9:45, 9:50. You're going to see be able to maybe that first 30 minutes of the day, you're going to be able to determine whether or not it's going to do it or not, or move on to something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just want to go over PULM today. I think you did it at the beginning of the chat, beginning of the call, whatever. But I just want to go over how I traded today,
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of get some insight to other people on how I trade and stuff like that. So I was looking at this from yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really going to go over the trades I did yesterday, but it had a bearish close,
Yeah.
and especially after like a large wick day, I really
Mm-hmm.
didn't expect too much of it, but I still had it on watch just in case because you had a lot of volume, like, late day
Yeah.
in this yesterday at the highs. And when you really think about it, it really held pretty well, into the open today because
Yeah.
you got that level. I'm going to pull it up a sec. At the 150 level, it's still not down to where it came from. So
Yeah.
it wasn't anything too crazy. So I was watching this in the morning, and what I like to look for in either continuation plays
Mm-hmm.
or gap up plays is that red to green type of move where it drops down, it starts bouncing around a certain price, and then I'll start buying up some shares and then a small size, and then I'll probably re-add once it breaks over a certain level. So I got in this at, let me check, 140, 145, and I held this until around 169. So 169. So right where that resistance was. I think it was the prior day's close or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was battling, and
Yeah.
I wound up taking it off there. I didn't add because what I was expecting was it to pull back a little before it hit that mark, and then I was going to add some shares around like the 150 area, somewhere around there, like some sort of small pullback to take up some shares, buying some type of dip. But what I realized, looking back on hindsight, was that this is where most people would actually be getting into the stock because it's hitting the scanners now, it's breaking over certain levels, it's breaking over pre-market highs, and that's where the real follow through would be coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it off there, and I wound up re-adding at yesterday's highs at like $2, like 202. I got in and sold at 250 just for the reason of the magnets. I mean, if you got a stock like this, especially how it traded yesterday, it was bouncing around with $1, 150, and then 150, $2. Expect some of that. So I just played that base pure on the magnets.
Yeah, that selling towards the end. I had mentioned that earlier. The selling towards the end yesterday was was really really scary because I was thinking that today it might fall off the roof there, but we had the very low open, but buyers came in and bought those two, that 150 145 open, and sent it, practically sent the stock soaring today, and Big Shaq, can you tell us, is it still running on that FDA approval from 9 days ago? Is that what's still driving this momentum right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I mean, the daily chart looks good too. Like after that first FDA approval, I thought we would have that second day up then, but we wound up gapping down pretty shitty. So I just had it on watch, like over the $1 area, and then it started perking up slightly, and then I had that good day yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I kept watching again today, and so after after that morning red to green, which is probably my favorite type of setup, where it just starts bouncing around. The first green candle, we have a perfect set risk reward as a day trade. Not so much, this is just day trade I'm talking about for anyone listening. It's not really a couple day holds. It's just in and out, couple minutes, whatever. And then after that first washout, it bounced off of VWAP, and I got in again, buying some of the dips at 220, and bought some there, and then it tapped like 140-ish, came back down, it retested VWAP again, and then I bought some more shares there, so now I'm in like 3/4 size. I'm not in full size, but I wound up taking it off after that third retest because we got a pretty nice surge of volume, and it didn't break over that 250 area. So, I mean, that's just, for me, that wick up and then bounce down, and then I wound up just closing at like 135, 130. So, I mean, I got out there, but my go-to setup for day trading, because like I think I told you a couple weeks ago, or whatever it was, I use in swing trading these tickets as mostly practice. I took maybe like 2 of my trades, whatever, but mostly just for practice to have something after my day trading, whenever it's slow or anything like that, and some setups are setting up, I can get into that then. But, right now, I'm really trying to stick to my main setups, make some up for that. like the VWAP bounces, the VWAP washes for, double tops, stuff like that in today. And if anyone has any questions, you can ask me in chat or, hit them on Twitter or whatever about it. But,
there it is, man. So let's go over your stocks real quick. You said PULM.
Yeah.
Then the $7 stock, which was, I want to say, VRS.
Yeah, VRS and PIRS.
PIRS.
And for any higher price traders, I would be watching XML too. There's some news with Trump with steel.
Yeah.
And some other things that I was going to look into late tonight was FNMA. Probably nothing crazy going to go on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just keeping on watch just in case. Oil sector. I've been watching CRK, GLF, CRR. What else was there? CLVS is higher priced. I'm not trading. I'm just watching.
Okay.
And DRYS, man, that is a fucking shit show.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with dries. We've had a couple people in the chat room talk about dries and what's going on. I don't even know how to explain that. But real quick, before we move on here, can you explain what's going on with Fannie Mae right now? FNMA,
Fannie Mae,
Federal National Management Association, FNMA, the OTC stock.
Yeah. To be honest, I just know that recently banks have been kind of hot, and in turn, it's causing Fannie Mae to kind of go up. Besides really the price action now, I mean, I wouldn't watch it too much on the long side. If anything, I'll start watching this on the short side because, you can see right there, it's pretty overextended.
Yeah, it's quite overextended, and all the momentum came in pretty much the last 30 minutes, last pretty much hour of the day, because this right here is the 1 day 5 minute chart for the stock. So this is intraday 5 minutes, and it practically after 3:30, I mean the stock just went Pluto. So I'm just trying to figure out what was that all about.
Yeah, I mean I seen it pop up in some scans, and I was actually going to look into it a little bit more later tonight, to be honest, which I had more information for you. Yeah. But I will look into it, actually, now that you bring it up. Well, I brought it up or whatever, but I'll look into more now because it is kind of, the daily chart looks pretty good on it. Yeah. And, I mean, it is, considering where it came from back in November, I mean, it's pretty far up. I mean, I'm going to do some more research on it, and I'll get back to you on it.
Appreciate it.
A full story about it.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call, Big Shaq.
No problem. I'll call you back within like a half hour or so.
All right. Not a problem. We'll be here. So, again, Thank you so much for the call, Big Shaq. Appreciate the call as always. Let me give him one more then. There we go. Appreciate the call as always. Yeah, good call. All right, some good tickers there, too. I'm definitely going to be looking at that Fannie Mae. I haven't gotten any, insight on Donald Trump and any idea where he's going to make, getting a mortgage easier. But I figure because of his background, we could be seeing some action in that. But I wouldn't trade it just yet until I see something coming out of his mouth about it. All right. So real quick, somebody in the chat room had mentioned whether or not, fundamental analysis plays a part in trading. And of course, when you look at a company like Dries, a lot of people can say it's because the company's books, the fact that they're hemorrhaging cash, it could justify why, the stock could be doing this. The stock is just being absolutely demolished right now. And, we talk about shorting and setting it and forget it. This is a stock where, if you had the kind of cash where it made sense for you, obviously the stock did split. So, the prices are a little bit different. But even after the split, you came out at what, $5, $6, $7. You've already made, 200% on your money in less than 3 days. We had a 25% day yesterday. Yesterday, today, 25%. I think yesterday you had a 40% day. The day before that, you had another 38% day. So it's just been really losing a lot of value very, very quickly. They're probably going to have to look to doing it again, another split. It's moving so quickly to 1. And I don't think the float can get any lower than it is now. I think right now you're like less than 2 million shares. It's something ridiculously low like that. Now dries $2 is very, very, very likely. Every single day, we've already passed the 52-week low. We're setting the 52-week low every single day in the stock. Every single day in the stock, we're setting a new low. We've already passed the 52-week low. So that number that shorters needed to crack for them to, bet the hilt, we've passed that. So now you're talking about institutional possible money managers saying, hey, why not, let's slap 100,000 on it. Why not? They got the cash to do it. They've got the cash to do it. And it's easy money. So why not? All right. So let's keep it moving on here on CETX. Obviously, as we can see, that's the one to avoid. All right. That's the one to avoid. Don't be the sucker who thinks he's going to be able to jump in there going long and catch somebody. And if that does happen, sure, we'll all be right behind you. But I'm not going to be the guy who's going to jump in, praying and hoping that happens. All right. Love dead stocks, but I don't love losing money hoping for a stock to return to better days. All right. CETX was a great stock for us earlier in the year. If we can go back to the summer where we ran with the stock anywhere from 2 all the way up to 550. I got, I believe, at 550. If you go back to some of our early episodes, CETX, I think I was the biggest cheerleader for this stock. Eventually got its highs and pulled back. Went through some bearish, periods there, but it's back to winning ways after they announced just before Q3 earnings that the company was going to buy back shares. All right, so they were going to literally, buy out some outstanding shares and lower that float. Investors loved it and been buying it back up. And again, very, very great run. Time to pull back a little bit. People taking profits. Sideways day to day today, 3% on the stock. CETX. Again, this is I wouldn't call it a construction play. It's got multiple lines of business that have everything to do from industrial to cleaning, kind of like a waste management type line of business. It's got, the family is from India. It's a family-owned business. Obviously a publicly traded company, but it's controlled by a family, an Indian family, and they have operations as well in India as well. So it's got a kind of a global play to it as well. All right. 951, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up? This is Keith. I was giving a call to speak to Sal about a stock I've been watching.
Not a problem. What's that ticker?
It is VPOR.
VPOR, Vapor, I believe, right? Vapor
Yes, sir.
Group. Okay, so Vapor Group. This was, remember, a high flyer way back when. I already knew Vapor. I'm well aware of this stock back in 2014, where it basically went, just again another stock that went up like 2,500% in a matter of 4 or 5 days. It was absolutely incredible. So lately, trying to restore that old greatness. What do you like about the stock here?
Well, I'm still new to it. I've just been following you guys, and I've been sucking up all the information I can and trying to study these charts, and it just looked pretty. And I was just looking at the the sideways movement that it's having right now. Yeah. So I don't know a whole lot about them yet, but it just looked real interesting. I just wanted to find out what you all thought about it.
Yeah, Vapor Group. Let me see here. It's been a while. Vapor Group was, way back when 2014, when the whole e-cig thing was really big. It was a great runner, along with MSig and a couple other publicly traded companies at that time. Hasn't really done much since. I do see a couple runs here and there. Right now it's flagging at 0011. 26 million shares traded today, although it averages about 44. So we're pretty much at half of its usual volume, which isn't bad. So Vapor, the only thing is, when was the last real news about the company?
They had something come out on their website about I forget what it is right now. It's some new product they had come out in the last few days. So they were speaking.
Are they changing their name?
Yeah, they New Gen acquired VPCO, and they're a vapor company now. So they're did some type of merger.
Okay, yeah, I do see here where they submitted a filing. They want to change their name to New Gen Concepts.
Yeah.
And they plan on changing the ticker too, which could be a good thing because sometimes you want to remove the old history of the previous ticker, especially if it had been, pretty much beat up for a long period of time, which it looks like it was for quite a while here, especially pretty much all of 2016 until July. So that makes sense for them to do. So look, if you're in the stock now, are you in it right now?
Not now.
Okay, yeah. With that being said, then I would wait for a pullback on this. You might be able to get it at, we're at 0011 right now. The stock was down 8% today from 0012. You might be able to get back, if it's something you were looking to, you probably could, get it back at 005, 006 after it's done whatever it's doing now. Wait for the name change. Wait for the ticker change. Look to see that there's some new news that's going to be coming about it. Join Investors Hangout. Go to Investors Hub. Go and follow the page on Vapor Group, because I do believe Investors Hub as well as Investors Hangout has a page for Vapor Group. That stock's been around long enough where I know there got to be people on those two websites as well as Twitter. Are you on Twitter right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I would, $ VPOR, see who's talking about it. Don't hesitate to ask the question. What is there, what do you know about it? What's upcoming? What's in development about the stock? But I think you can get it at a cheaper. But yeah, it's definitely one to follow. It's got a history of flying high. So I think this is something that, when they're changing the name, getting a new ticker, new business means new money. So this could be doing something shortly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks, Sal. I want to say, man, I enjoy your show. I've been watching about a month now, but I've been nose deep in the information you've been passing out, and I'm going to stick with you. You're doing a good job, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, man. Call back anytime.
Have a good one.
All right. So, yeah, David says watch for the bounce off the simple moving average. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're above the 20-day moving average here, so that news in the name change, it's about, let me see here, it's about a week and a half old now. So that kind of explains some things here. But, people taking a position, and we'll see what happens. 336, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, this is Josh.
Hey,
Check
Josh,
out
how are you?
screen name Money Matters. I've been watching a stock, CBIS.
CBIS, CBIS. Okay.
Yeah, we took a pretty hard pullback a couple days ago, but we've had 2 awesome days.
Yes.
And I believe this thing right here is going to break new highs either tomorrow. And the way I trade this stock, I day trade this stock, and this thing has made me a lot of money. And the way I do it, if this stock right here is going to have any pullback, it always happens in the first 30 minutes.
Okay.
And if it's going to really, really shoot up, it happens in the first 30 minutes. If you look, it tested that 12-cent mark this morning within the first 30, 45 minutes. And then it just kind of flatlined. It did try to test the 12-cent range 2 more times, including towards the end of the day. And if this thing breaks 12 tomorrow, it could easily break that 14-cent range. And I think this thing right here is possibly could go to, 18, maybe 20 cents. I don't really see anything after that because there's so many shares and stuff out there.
Yeah. It's so funny because Cebus, this was a stock that, was at one time better than OWCP. A lot of people thought that cannabis science was a lot more developed. They had a lot more business and things going for itself than OWCP, which were trading pretty much in the pennies at that time. Both of these stocks at the time were trading below 5, or I want to say below anywhere 7 or 8 cents. Yeah, about 5 or 6 cents at one time. Here, I remember let me see, when was this? Yeah, early before November, and OWCP, obviously you can look at that chart and see where that went, but Cebus went bearish for a while and has practically just kind of came alive here these last couple of days. What was that about?
Awesome news. They've had some awesome news. One of their inhaler style products, they announced that it was completely sold out. And then that's kind of when it hit that was what it did to recover from the pullback.
Mm-hmm.
They released that news. And see, I bought early in at like 6 cents, sold at 14. I sold at the perfect time at the top. And normally I don't play stocks that way. I get my 30% and I'm out.
Okay.
But on this one right here, I just said, heck, I'm just going to go for it. I sold at the 14 cent, and then I shorted it on the way down because if you look at your chart, you've always talked about the needles at the top of your
the Bollinger
stuff
Band,
right
yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it really shot outside of the Bollinger Band.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of sold my shares that afternoon before the market closed. And then that morning, I played it on the backside, won there, then bought back in at 7 cents, and I've been holding since 7 cents.
Mm.
I bought back in. I think it was at 7.9, and dude, I'm tickled. This stock right here, I really like it. And I also have another one for you.
Now, Money Matters, before we go on to the next stock, I'm just curious because I'm looking at the chart here, and that was, a couple, maybe 2 or 3 days there of some really, really ugly movement there on that the 23rd and 24th.
Yeah.
What was responsible for that? Was there some news that came out, or what drove the selling on that?
I have, in my opinion, I think this is a pure sign of a pump and dump.
Okay.
I think the company has really promoted the heck out of it. I've gotten 4 or 5 emails through Google, through my Google Mail and my Yahoo financing. And I just think it's extreme pump. And like I said, I've made a ton of money on this thing, and I really believe it's going to break the 14. I wouldn't suggest holding this stock over the weekend, though. If you look at the chart there on your daily chart, usually if this stock increases, say it goes up 20%, every day that it goes up 20%, you have people towards the end of the day really selling off on their profits. And it kind of did that Friday, which is when I sold for 14 cents. And then that Monday is when it really started to plunge because of such a pullback from all the sellers from that Friday where they sold all their stock. They took the profits.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. I wouldn't hold it over the weekend. And if it does break at 14, the 12 and get up to the 14, I think the sky is kind of, I ain't going to say the sky's the limit. I'm going to say it's going to stop probably 18, 20 cents. Because, if it goes any higher than that, then the company is worth, $1 billion when you figure your shares out there and all that.
Right now it's got a market cap of almost $230 million. And I can tell you now it ain't worth that much.
No. And I don't normally trade ones with a market that high. But, hey, you got to play the game.
Sure, yes.
But I really like this stock. And I think if it does shoot up tomorrow and it does break that 14, I'd sell, or I'm going to sell and take my profits. And then I think it's going to take a big nosedive Monday, Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday. And I expect it to go down to anywhere from 10 to 7 cents and buy back in towards the end of next week.
There it is. Now, you said you had one more stock for us. Which ones were that?
Yeah, this one right here, I bought in at 1 cent. I didn't even do any research. I got a couple alerts on it. And I actually doubled my money on this one. I made 100%. It's ICNB.
Okay, Iconic Brands. Yep, I remember we talked a little bit about this one. Good day for the stock today. Wow, 20% day on the stock for INCNB. That was on our list, not yesterday, but the day before.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I love this one. This one right here has been a home run for me, too. Now, I kind of expect some pullback tomorrow, although it had a heck of a day today. And so, not really sure on this one. I'm just going to kind of watch it in the morning and just kind of see what it does. I do still have some shares in this stock. So I'm just going to kind of watch the first 15, 20 minutes. And a big shout out to the 14-year-old earlier.
Yeah.
Man, that dude right there, he might go somewhere one day.
Oh yeah.
But these are the two that I'm really, really concentrating on. I have a couple other ones, but I don't want to announce them because I'm not exactly sure where those are going to go yet.
Sure.
But those two I'm really interested in.
All right. Appreciate it so much, Money Matters. CBIS, ICNB, they're going to be on our list for tomorrow. Appreciate the call, bro.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, both of those stocks were good picks, man. Both of those stocks were good picks. ICNB's been tearing it up. You can see the chart here. Again, this is another stock that started at 60, 0050. Patience pays, man. Patience pays. When you look at this ICNB chart, again, this is an opportunity when you get in and nothing's happening with the stock, nothing, nobody's talking about it. There's no news. And then all of a sudden, look what happens. Look what happens. Look at this. Imagine me and the guy who got in here at 0007. And now the stock trades for 2 cents a share. Seriously, at 006, what? I mean, 1 million shares is like what? $130? Pretty insane. 347, you're back on. Is this Big Shaq?
Yep, I'm back.
All right, what's good with you, man?
All right, man. So I did my research on the FMNA. And so it seems as though back in November when that, big surge where it really started to get back alive.
Okay.
It was because what's the name of it? I just had it up. The Treasury Secretary that Donald Trump picked before he got official, before he was officially, had his position, he said that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac needed to get away from government control, so they would have more freedom to do what they want, and to recapitalize them.
Yeah,
and so that's what really caused them to.
Because this chart is clearly a Trump stock. I mean, this is a Trump stock. And,
yeah.
Literally the day after his inauguration, this just went insane here. So now we're up almost $3, $3 a share on the stock since the inauguration of Donald Trump.
Right. So what happened was the Treasury Secretary got into his office, into position, and then he wound up kind of backing out what he said in that he does not support the plan to recapitalize and release and keep companies from government control, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. But then what happened was, the reason why I kind of had that volume today was, what's this guy's name? I just had it up. Ackman, some billionaire investment guy. I think he owns Perishing Square Holdings or something like that. They released their performance stuff today, the annual update.
Okay. And
in it, they said that they were still confident in, that they were confident in Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae.
Okay.
For the future. So that's really what caused that. And if you look at FMCC, Freddie Mac, they kind of had that similar thing, kind of the same as Fannie Mae.
And you said their ticker is FMTT?
CC.
Oh, FMCC.
Yeah.
Okay, Federal Home Loan Mortgage. Okay, so this is Freddie Mac.
Yeah, it's Freddie Mac.
Okay. Okay, so FMNA, then FMCC. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I knew about
Yeah, so
FNMA. I didn't know about Freddie Mac.
mm-hmm.
Those are the two
Yeah, they
stocks.
kind of had a similar thing.
Okay. And they
Yeah.
they basically move the same way too. I just
Mm-hmm.
realizing that.
Yeah, basically exactly the
And you
same.
can day trade these stocks too. They got the volume for it too. Look at that.
Yeah, and they basically had the same thing.
Yeah.
And that was mainly because of the billionaire, given
Okay.
his, because a lot of them, they look to him, and I was reading up on him, and apparently some of his actual picks really haven't been that great. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt as your, if you decide to trade this, because the daily chart does look good on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And but you got to realize that the guy, the Treasury Secretary, did back out on what he said, so be careful if you're looking towards the long side. But
Right.
that's really it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call, Big Shaq.
All right, man.
All
See
right.
you later, man. Have a good night.
Thank you. Great. Two great stocks right there to go along with, if his plans go right. Those are two Trump stocks that are putting on a lot of gains. 251, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, sir, man, how you doing?
Doing good. Who am I speaking with?
Man, this is Anthony from Mobile, Alabama, man.
All right. Appreciate it, Anthony. What you got for us, man?
Man, I've been trying to get on your line, man. You stay busy, and these folks long-winded.
Hey, I mean, this is stock business. Whenever you have a show, anybody who has a 1 hour, 2 hour show, they're not giving you the real deal, man. I mean, when you talk about DVD training, a book or anything, if it's less than 100 pages, it's probably worthless. You know what I'm saying? So these guys go on, but they're giving you the game, and you really got to take that in. So
let me share something with you, sir.
Mm.
I appreciate you, man, and I watched all your videos, and I watched when you was in New York and you moved to Florida and just all that kind of stuff, and I like what you was talking about. So I said, let me subscribe and let me just follow him and keep in tune and learn some stuff from him. And I've actually learned a lot from you.
Appreciate it.
And I just got into this back here. I just got in this in the first right before Christmas, and I got a couple of stocks that I'm looking. I got, and I'm just waiting to see what they're gonna do.
Okay.
So I'm trying to learn from what you show on your YouTube videos, and how to hold on to them for a while, because like you said you got some stocks you can trade back, or then there's some that you need to just really just hold on to and see what they do.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I'm at. So I haven't made anything yet, but I'm looking at it, and the stocks that I got real good potential.
Okay.
So, and like I said, I appreciate you because you was straightforward. You was on point with everything. And I got my TD Ameritrade account, and that's what I use.
Appreciate
you said
it.
get the TD. You said, yeah. So keep doing what you're doing, man. And I got my sister and my cousin and a partner of mine, in the trade, and just about like I told him, I'm learning everything from you. So I'm really learning from scratch.
Appreciate it, man. Much respect for you. I honestly really, really appreciate those kind words. Now, before you, because it sounds like you're about to hang up, I don't want you to hang up without giving us those stocks that you're looking at.
Okay, let me get to them right quick. But yeah, they one is New Columbian Resource.
Okay, New Columbian, I think is NEWC, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, that's one.
NEWC. All right. New Columbian Resources. This is a stock. Again, this is a stock you got to catch at those bottoms when it flattens out. I mean, that's where you catch a stock like this. It's too dangerous to get in during a run. The only high probability for you to get into a stock like NEWC is when it's either dead or flattened out after a pretty long trend.
Yeah, and I got in at this one in 0000001, something like that.
Oh man, I mean, then if you got it at 0001, I mean, you're talking about some incredible gains for you. That I hope you got it here at some tops, because it's been an incredible runner. for most of the year. In fact, if you go back to especially, back in October, so October, the beginning of October, this is a 0026. Made an incredible run into the election, and then after that, calmed down. And again, this is one of those stocks where when the pump dies and all the sellers have drained out, it runs absolutely again as aggressively, and not as aggressively as it did before, but it always does that. It'll run, dries out, the bag holders start selling, and once all the bag holders are gone, the pump starts all over again.
Oh yeah. And then I got this FUTL. That's a cannabis stock. They actually grow it in what is that whatever that is that legalized. But yeah, I got into that one.
Yeah, it's a weed stock. It's a Canadian weed stock. They got a license to grow in Canada. I remember this being talked about on David. I think David, I don't know if you're still in the chat room or not. I remember you bringing up Futureland, and this is a stock that can do some things. So another stock right now trading at only a penny a share, but again has a past where it has ran. And it can definitely do some things. The low of what was this 0050, which was December 16th. And right now it's got some support. It's got support there at 0091 or so. So I would continue to watch this. I wouldn't say it's something to jump in yet. The volume has been pretty strong, but I would watch it. It looks like it's been fading off a little bit too in this daily chart here.
Okay, and then I got this other one. I actually got a couple of more, but I'm gonna give you this other one. It's BAYP.
BAYP.
And that's a Bayport Holdings or something.
Yeah. Okay. Bayport Holdings. Yeah. This is another stock that's been a runner in the past. In fact, if we can go back here, 2015 days, 2014 days. These kind of almost, it's been a while. It's been a while since BAYP. I might have even made a video on this one. But BAYP is an old ticker. And but it hasn't done anything, since that time. So I don't know if it's still in compliance. In fact, let me check that for you. If it's still okay, they're actually still in compliance. OTC Pink. Okay. When did they last put out some news? All right, they did pull out the latest 10Q, which was September 30th. That's interesting. So yeah, they're still updating the filings, which says that they're still in business. Let me check if the website still works.
Yeah, I think it's still up.
Yeah, the website still works. All right. Well, so yeah, I would take a position here. Yeah, if you got some cash to sit on, I mean, you're at 0003. You've been steady at 0003 now for some time. But again, you got to understand it hasn't done much, but I do see volume building here. I do see some accumulation here.
Well, Sal, I'm going to tell you, I got a full-time job, and then I do a lot of remodeling work on the side, so money is not the big issue.
Oh, great.
So I'm trying to get in and establish myself at the low end, so if I watch it and it grows, I can, get out.
Okay. I mean, that's this. If that's the issue, then man, I'm seeing the accumulation here. People taking positions, buying at these 0003 prices. Again, the stock hasn't done much, but if money's not a concern, bro, take $500, buy it, sit and wait. That's basically what, because I think this can turn into something absolutely insane. Because I'm seeing the company is updating their filings. The website still works. Let me see, in fact, if they had any kind of, let me see here, recent news and press releases. Yeah, I see a recent press release as recently as December 6th of 2016. So they're still doing some things. They're still doing some things. So yeah, I it's really interesting here. They did also retire about 10% of their outstanding shares on December 1st. Yeah, David, I think we caught one, man. So shout out to you, man. I appreciate this. This could
man.
be an early mover. And but I like that volume. I like that volume because this is what you like to see in stocks that haven't done anything and that are moving sideways. As you can see, you look for the sweet spot, which is where the sellers, have pretty much exited, and if taking a position, your risk of losing is practically nil. This is what you call the sweet spot here. And as you can
Okay.
see, volume was pretty much non-existent, but now, it's been increasing. It's been increasing ever since early December, going into as
Mm-hmm.
recently as 2 to 3 days ago, and the stock people taking pretty big positions here. So
And I can tell
I
you this.
appreciate you
I
for
can
that.
tell you. I can tell you this here too, sir. I've been watching that market, and like on Mondays, the market don't really do too hot, but Tuesdays and Wednesdays,
Hmm.
it really I mean, with all the stocks, they really start to do something. They start to go up some points or whatever, throughout the day. But
Yeah.
then later on during the day, they kind of taper off, a
Hmm.
little bit. But
Hmm.
for the most part, they actually doing good. And that president that we got now, we got to be careful, watch what he say and watch what he do, because
Yeah.
that sure enough affects the stock.
Yeah, I mean, I've never in my lifetime seen a president when he speaks affects companies the way this guy does. I mean, just what a day and a half ago, 2 days ago, he said we're going to build a wall. Caterpillar stock went insane. So we're living in different times, and this guy knows exactly how his words affect the market as well as people. So just watch what he says and watch what's coming out of his office. And if you are good with your timing, I think you can make a lot of money. And I think we all going
And,
to make a lot of money trading under this presidency. I really
and let
believe
me
that.
let me let me share something else with you and the rest of your viewers and listeners and stuff. The mining company
Mhm.
that owns the largest gold reserve in America, which is in Alaska. Donald Trump is supposed to be making an announcement somewhere around they were saying around, they're assuming around the 15th, within his first 30 days,
Mhm.
because he appealing everything Obama did. So they're gonna open. He's gonna let this company open up this the mine and start mining the gold and silver in Alaska.
Do
Because
you
the
happen to know the
EPA,
name of that company?
I tell you what, if I don't, I will get back with you.
Yeah.
It's north. It's northern something.
Okay.
But you can just find out. You can just Google it. Ask for the way I found it. I think I said ask Google about who owns the largest mining company in the U.S. and something, and it
Okay. I
pulled it
see
up.
an article here. Trump reviving fortunes for a mine explorer with zero revenue.
Yeah, and right
Uh.
now the shares is like $3.20.
Okay.
So that might be something you and your listeners and stuff might want to jump into.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely do some research on it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, hey man, sir, keep up good work, man, and keep your videos going, because they're helping me and a lot of other people.
Thank you so much, man. Really much respect. Appreciate it.
All right, Sam. Thanks, man.
All right. So thank you again, caller, and don't hesitate to call back at any time. Anytime. All right. Unknown caller, you're on the air. What's up? Unknown
Hello?
caller, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, who am I speaking with?
Sean.
All right. And Sean, how can I help you today?
CBIS.
Yes, we had a guy call up here on CBIS. We're definitely watching that stock. You tell us, what do you like about it? Hello?
Yeah. I don't know. It was lower and it shot up the past 2 days.
And you think it's going to go up higher? Or?
That's what I need to know.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I mean, what got you into the stock? Because of its recent moves that it's been making?
Yeah, I saw it on a show a couple of days ago too.
Yeah, yeah. It's something we've definitely been watching here. I love the way that it's been flagging to the right like that. That is a really good sign that could build upon its gains tomorrow. We did happen to have, I want to say, who was that in the chat room who called it back up? Was it Money Matters? I want to say it was Money Matters. He told us that it possibly could hit the 1250 tomorrow, and we could see a pullback. It's been 3 days now of successive gains in the stock, so a pullback could be happening here in CBIS, but for the most part, we see the good times to keep rolling. So you'll find out by tomorrow, maybe as soon as 30 to 45 minutes after the bell, how high this could keep going.
That and BLOZF. Someone brought it up yesterday.
Yeah, BLOZF. This is it's a cannabis stock. It's one of the more shadier ones because a lot of news doesn't necessarily come out about this particular stock, so it's really, really hard to follow. The last article to come out about it was almost over a month ago now. The one before that, 2 months before. So, I just think there are better weed plays for anybody to get in.
And my last one, RTTR, Ritter Pharmaceuticals. It's a little bit of a higher one, but
RTTR. Okay, Nasdaq Ritter 291. Usually when we talk biotech plays, I prefer to be in it if we see some really tight consolidation on the Bollinger Bands, or where we're looking at possibly the beginning of a new trend after a huge sell-off. But this when I look at this chart here, I don't really see where it's going, and because of that, I can't tell you where this can go. I mean, this right here is a 30-day chart, and in the last 30 days, it's just been all over the place. So when I see that, and I can't really tell what an intermediate trend it's in, I just move on to something else.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call. Yeah, man. RTTR. If you guys can say something else about it, let me know. The phone lines are open, but other than that, when I look at this, it looks like a mess. I don't trade those. All right. I did not go to Harvard. I did not go to MIT. I like simple, easy, high probability setups. All right. I can't guarantee making money on every trade, but I can help myself by setting myself up for a high probability for success by trading, with the trend. And I don't see a trend here. That's the problem. 313, you're on the air. What's up?
Yo, what's going on, Sal? Nice talking to you, man.
Good. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Real.
Okay, Real. I know your voice sounds familiar. I know you called up here before.
Yeah. Hey, I want you to pull up this stock on your screen and tell me about it. Ticker symbol PNEX.
PNEX?
No, PNEX.
Let me see here. Well, say that one more time, man, because I feel like I'm pulling up something else.
PNEA. I'm gonna try to put it in the chat.
Okay. All right. I think I got it here. PM and E Inc.
PNEA.
Okay, I got it here. So let me see. All right. So you tell me about this stock. What do you see in this?
Okay, check it out. I played this stock since February of last year, right? And what I would do is always catch it at 0001.
Damn, you made a lot of money if you did that.
So look, since February up until I want to say September, it gradually would go to 0001 and then shoot up to 4. It'll drop back down to 0001 the next time it shoot up to 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I caught that 3 rounds, right? Now on this round, I caught it at 0001, and it shot all the way up to 0024. And the interesting thing about it is it's been steady there. So I'm asking you, is that some type of indication that it could possibly spike?
Well, I mean, looking at the chart right now, you possibly could be going lower. It's had an incredible last 2.5 months, man. I mean, I'm sure you've seen your profits just going.
Absolutely, I'm still in. So
yeah,
I'm thinking, should I sell it all?
I would take profits here. I would take profits here.
Okay.
Take profits here. Take profits. I know you're up at least. You got to be up at least over 700%, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just doing the simple math, you got to be up over at least 700%.
Absolutely. And the thing is, I'm so nervous because I don't want it to, because look, up until, I want to say September, October, I couldn't find no news on this stock. Like, there was no financials on it or nothing. Like, I just didn't know what the catalyst was. Mm-hmm. So I will always sell real quick. And each time I sell, it seemed like it was just going a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I don't want to be greedy and it just collapse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't want to miss my, I don't know. I looked a couple of years and it had history at being at 42 cents.
Yeah.
And the company is actually coming out with news. Like, I seen some news that said they is in compliance with, I think, audit financials or something like that.
Yeah. Their financials are A-OK. They're submitting all the financials they need to stay current. They are a current company right now.
And then there was some more news about like them securing like $10 million or something for. And I just don't know, man. So
no, I mean again, you are patient, and again, you bought it at the sweet spot, man. You bought it at the sweet spot. It's a stock that's ran before in the past. Looks like 2014, 2015, it did some things. The stock went pretty much dormant, and sure enough, you bought it when nobody else cared about it, and now you're reaping the rewards. I see some people in the chat room who are saying, sell half. If I were you personally, I'd sell your entire your entire position, right? And play a little bit maybe on a pullback here. But I honestly believe it's going to start giving some of these away as other investors who are like you are sitting on gains and they're making their mind up too. And you don't want to be that guy who's trying to, squeeze out of the door when everybody else is trying to sell. Okay. So you've got some momentum. Right. You got some momentum. Sell into the momentum. Sell into the momentum. Take your profits. You can't always time the top, and stocks will go higher after you sell. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? And you can't always get the top, but at least you're gonna get your gains, and you're gonna be able to trade another day, and that's what this is about.
Oh yeah,
right?
And I'm very happy with where I'm at. So I'm definitely going to take that advice, because I was thinking about it today, and it was like a little gap between the ask and the bid. So I think the bid was like 002 something, and the ask was like a little bit higher. So I was like, man, I don't want to shortchange myself, but I'm definitely going to either sell half tomorrow or just sell it all.
Yeah. I mean, take your profits and go on. I mean, triple zero two to 0022 That's 1,000%. So you're if you got in at that level, probably even lower. I know for a fact you're over 700, 800%. And the stock, take your profits and keep it moving, man. You've been able to turn. I don't know what your original investment was, but you've been able to turn into quite a good return for yourself.
I'm very happy. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is like, man, I've been waiting so patiently for it to do exactly what it did.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It actually happened, and I'm just like, man, is it? It's amazing. But another thing I wanted to say real quick. So, right? I was watching some other streaming shows, talking about trading and stuff.
Okay.
And they got the little chat room and everything, and people was in there, right?
Yeah.
And the guy was talking about just something, I don't know. He was talking about stocks, breaking it down, blah blah blah, and he had mentioned something, and everybody and this is I kid you not, man. Everybody, like a lot of people in the chat room, was mentioning your show. He was saying like he was referring to his audience, references to go look up stuff, right? And people in the chat room was actually like bigging you up, man. Like the small cap millionaire. It blew me away. I'm like, look at Sal doing his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it,
talk,
man.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna let you go, man. Keep it up, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much for the call, man. Thank you so much for the call. Yeah, I mean, congratulations to him, man. Congratulations to him. Let me get him the Jordan crossover.
Jordan to the crossover. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And you can get a yodel too for being that patient. Look, if a $500 investment, you up 1,000%. That's $5,500. That's a good return. That's a good return for God knows how many months he was in there. 6, 7, 8, 9 months. That's a good return. That's a good return. 703, you're on the air. What's up?
What's up, Sal? It's me, Fisher, Master 82. Thank you for unblocking me.
No problem.
But I found what the Alabama boy was talking about. He was talking about NAX, and that went up 33%, and all Google's talking about that stock.
You said it's called NAX?
Yep. Oh, sorry, NAK. My bad.
Oh, NAK. Okay, so this was. We
this
had
is the one that the Alabama boy.
Rolex.
No, this was the Alabama boy. We were talking about the gold stock that Trump is about to open in Alaska.
Okay.
That he said that if Trump, and if you type in that name on Google, there's like trends on that company right now because of what Trump's doing for the Alaska gold.
Okay.
So that penny stock may not be a penny stock no more. It might go up 5, 10, maybe 15.
Yeah, I see the trend. This is another company that's a pure Trump stock. I see here, this is where it broke out of that 4 and 8 EMA. It's pretty much been hugging the 20-day moving average as it's been moving higher. The day after he got elected.
Volume.
Yeah, the volume continues to build, and just recently, look at that incredible volume buying in here recently. You're at $295 now. The stock was down today, probably just a little bit of profit taking, as well as I did see they mentioned they are offering stock, and I hate it when the companies do this. Their stock has been going good, now you want to give it away. So you'll probably see a little bit of a pullback here based on that offering. Nobody likes any dilution, but with that being said, if they get the approval for this, this could definitely send the stock, $4, $5, $6, $7, no doubt about it. And I mean, what do you think of their chances of getting the deal approved?
Close, because what Trump says he does, because he's been doing every executive order. He's the only technically he's not a politician, so everything that he said, he's been doing on the money, on the spot. So if he says he's going to open the Alaska gold thing, and that's one of the companies that help him, that company's going to get more employees, more publicity, so that thing might go up.
Now, what was now? Obviously, I know the holdup was for environmental reasons under the Obama administration. But when could we be looking at possibly hearing when this situation could be resolved?
That I will have to go Google and research it right now.
That's fine. Okay, so I gotta find when that could be, because sometimes these companies will run, and if our decision gets further or it gets pushed back, people decide to start taking their money and moving it somewhere else. And I would definitely hate to be in at $3, $3.95 or so.
But I did see this is not the only gold company that Alaska has. Because while I found that one, I found like maybe 4 more.
Okay, let's look at those tickers.
Huh?
Yeah, let's look at those tickers. What tickers do you have the other 4?
Just give me a second. I'll have to look for them.
Okay.
Where are you?
And if you can't find them, don't
I
hesitate.
can find them.
Okay, don't hesitate.
Because I was searching them while you guys were talking about, while the Alabama boy was talking about the things that he was saying. So, it's today. Yeah, I'll call you back live in a minute or two. I'll find it.
Yeah, give me a call back. I'm here.
All
right then. All right, guys. Let's get back to some of your tickers. I really hope you guys have been writing all these tickers down. I got most of them, and I'll post them at the end of the show. But we've got a lot of great tickers to look forward to for short term as well as long term as well. So, what are you guys looking at though right now? ELTZ Roscoe Stock Picks, ELTZ Elite Books. This is another one that did some things toward the election earlier this year. It looks like it's gone flat here. We're at 0079. I hate the fact that we're already up 50% now based on some heavy buying today. I don't like that now, man. It looks like we're breaking out of some trends here too. But I hate coming after a stock that's up 50% because I know the people who are in it are going to want to get out. But we got into this funnel back on December 2nd, and we pretty much stayed in it. As you can see, we've stayed in it for some time here. Let me delete that one. And now we're attempting to break out to a penny. All right, we're attempting to break out to a penny. I would have loved to got in at that 0048 towards the lower end of the band. Now you're high, so you're risking a little bit, but who's promoting this? You'd have to understand what's going on behind it. The volume today looks like all the volume was pretty much in the morning, dried up for the rest of the day. You had some people selling off in the afternoon. Yeah, this is a stock that not yet. I think you can get a pullback here. If you can catch it again at 0050, 0048, go ahead and try it. All right. It's very volatile. Very, very volatile. Looks like almost like every 7 days is just trying to touch the top. Almost like every 7 days is doing it. So you could very well get a retest back to 0050. It's done it already 4 or 5 times here. All right. So just be a little bit patient. You might get the retest. But I'm going to watch that too, Elite Books, because that looks like a runner. 919, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, it's Bad Scientist.
Hey,
Let's keep
Bad
this
Scientist.
one short today.
No problem.
How
We
are
appreciate
you?
the education from yesterday. What you got for us?
All right, 5 to 7 minutes, guys. Give me that, then cut me off. All right. I've got 3 plays for you today. Let's start with 2 NASDAQ plays. MYOS.
MYOS, NASDAQ play, up almost 10% today.
Yes.
Let me look at that 1-day chart. Oh, man, this looks like 2 weeks ago went supernova way out the bands. Would have been an amazing short at that price. Now it looks like we're it's sold off really heavily and now looking to get back to winning ways here. What's going on with this stock?
Yeah, so the reason why I picked it, supernova, it went supernova 2 weeks ago. There was some sort of SEC filing that an 8K form was submitted, and that's what it shot up 460 something percent.
Yeah.
But let's just ignore that.
Okay.
I'm looking at the technical chart here, and I'm not even looking at the Bollinger Band.
Okay.
So notice the flagpole. Notice, like you said, it came all the way down, and
Now, are you
now
in the
it's
daily chart?
recovering. I'm using the daily chart,
Okay,
yeah.
all right,
Each candlestick is 1 day.
Okay.
This is a typical chart pattern that's called a bull flag or bull pennant.
Okay.
So you see the very big green candle tracing back down, and now it's recovering from that. So that's called a bull flag. And it looks like if it's going back up, it should be able to at least go back to one of those candles up there. So maybe like the $4 mark, the $4.50 mark. So I'm looking to get in tomorrow if it goes higher than what it closed at today, which was 328.
Okay. And your stop loss is probably support?
My stop loss would be probably around okay, so this one's a tough one.
Yeah, I see here.
Probably the middle Bollinger Band, or maybe even low. Let's see. The second to last candle, the low of that, maybe about 270.
270. Okay.
Because the middle Bollinger Band is way too low.
It's way too low. I mean, you're almost at like 50 cents.
Yeah. So I would probably risk about maybe 275-ish, because they're two red candles that are basically the two lower wicks are touching at about 275. I could risk that much to gain, a good 50-60% on this one.
Okay.
So this is just a purely technical without the Bollinger Bands. And then I've got another similar setup that has the same bull flag pattern, and that's APRI.
Oh, this is one of our old favorites here, APRI.
Yes. The bull flag is not as pronounced, but you can see it. Big flagpole. It traces back down, and now it's recovering from that. And notice like how you see the huge volume symbolized by the flagpole, and then the volume diminishes, and as soon as the volume starts kicking back up, that's your typical bull flag candlestick pattern. Okay. And you can see in this case it bounced off the 8 exponential moving average and is now going back up. So beautiful. We'd like to see it maybe touch back at the top of the upper Bollinger Band at about 293. That should gain us, a good 40 cent gain.
Okay. APRI. And for this one, where would your stop loss be at probably at the 8 moving average? Pretty tight.
Yes, you could do it at that. Yeah,
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So with the lower wick of today's candle is at 234. So I might just make it like a 230.
Okay.
Just round it down. Yeah, perfect. The last one I have is a OTC play, and that one is called WRAP, WRAP.
Oh man, this is another one that went Pluto to what was that? It's been going that way for a while, looks like. And again, sometimes scanners don't catch these OTC stocks when they move like this, because we're on the show every single day, and we miss these moves until somebody brings them up, because not every scanner is perfect.
The best site for this, and you've mentioned that site, the one I use is OTC Market. So I literally scour every single stock, starting with, there was a stock today that got more than $1 billion in volume. I was like, what? I can't remember what stock. So I start at the highest volume, work my way all the way down to about $500,000, and I catch every stock that's 1 cent or higher. Okay. So WRAP was in there today, gained 33%. And the reason why I like this, besides the move, the first of the move on the Bollinger Bands that we had on the 19th of January, I really like this one because there was some news that came out today saying that. So WRAP is is a marketing, email marketing type of company, but they just purchased a company, a cannabis company called the Health Max Group. And this company uses proprietary nano biotechnology a process where they infuse consumer goods with CBD, which is one of the isolates of cannabis, which is cannabidiol.
Yeah, and I see here rap too is heavily promoted here on Twitter too. I see a lot of people going hard for that rap.
Absolutely. So I see a second wave almost, if you want to call that, on that one. Yep. So yes, I kept it nice and short. Those are my 3 picks for today. If anyone wants to trade anything long term, so I'm talking about a month or 3 months from now, even with options, there's the one that ran today, which is AVGR.
Yeah, AVGR. Yeah, that was one of the biggest gainers today on the market. AVGR. AVGR.
That one came out with an excellent catalyst. There was a 24-month outcomes study that they did. Basically, these guys are a medical device company looking at arterial disease, so cardiovascular disease, and they have these catheters with cameras on them that they use to spot, malfunctioning arteries, blockages, and so on. So what they came up with was it's the first of its kind for imaging, a catheter with imaging capabilities. And I think it's a nominee it's called the Edison Award. So, all science companies that invent new products, if they make it on this Edison, award list and get nominated, it's a pretty big deal. The other thing about this company is that it matches a lot of my criteria. So the absolute perfect company in terms of the price. The fundamentals are decent. I think they're cash positive, maybe $3 million cash positive, $43 million in cash, $40 million in debt. But my guess is they're going to be able to cover that debt because this is very good news for them.
So you see this as $3. So you see this as a stock that's going to keep running because I got an alert to short this one. But because it could possibly pull back off these huge gains today, but you see this as something that's going higher based on that last candle. Looks like it's actually probably will break higher as well on tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, I wanted to preface that to make a disclaimer in terms of short-term gains. Yeah, today was not impressive because it basically just hung around the middle Bollinger Band, and so if you're looking to maybe make gains on that tomorrow or early next week, I'm not sure about that, but definitely in terms of this year, if you were to just put your money in it, it's fairly low risk because it's got a 52-week low of $2 and it's now at $3.10. It's got a 52-week high of nearly $18.
Yeah, and
so there's a lot on the upside.
Yeah, going into the stock was very bearish until that good news came out. So it was exactly what it needed. A nice play there on AVGR.
Yep. So if you want a stock that's got decent fundamentals, that's got a good upside, that's not too priced, in terms of too pricey. At $3, I think it's a very good buy and a hold for now. Hopefully it doesn't get diluted and all that stuff, but being at $3 is a solid price. I'd love to see it above $5, but let's see what happens with it. So
excellent.
That's all I have for you today. So
well, before you go, Bats, there's not a lot of calls that come through and I make money on so quickly. But yesterday, man, after you taught us your method of using the daily and then the 4 and 8, and it's something that you had talked about, you had always talked about it, and I was like, okay, I always stuck with the regular MA instead of the exponential MA. But today I was like, you know what, I'm going to give his method a break And typically during the day I short because I'm looking to time tops of overextended
Okay.
opportunities, and that's
Okay.
why when I tweeted you about FFHL, it just played beautifully into let me see here into the candles, and if I can
Yeah,
find.
I saw your tweet
Yeah, man.
with your entry points that you executed that thing
Oh man,
almost
it
flawlessly.
was a great
Flawlessly.
it was a great trade. I saw it climbing the four, and then as soon as I just again when I sitting here listening, I listen to every call. So as soon as I know, okay, it's breaking the four broke the eight, short this, and
Right.
exactly what I did, and then cover it as soon as it touches the outer part of the band. So
And you
perfect.
know what? You just came up with a perfect strategy.
Yeah.
What you did there is you basically used the 4 and 8 exponential moving averages like a MACD.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
And if you trade crossovers of the 4 and 8, that's perfect. You just found out the perfect way of trading this.
Mm-hmm.
Just stick to that. Try it again, see if it works. If that's working for you, I would say stick to it.
All right, I'll definitely do that. I'm looking tomorrow, see what's going to be overextended, and I'll be looking for the same pattern every single time. We'll see if that works again.
I was overjoyed when
Yeah.
you tweeted this.
Yeah.
I couldn't have even traded it as perfectly as you did. So congrats on that wonderful trade, and keep trying it, keep testing
Yeah.
it, and if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep
Exactly.
on using that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call, Babs.
Appreciate y'all. Congrats. You nearly had 200 viewers an hour ago.
Yeah, I see the viewers are going up, man. Again,
You're going up logarithmically here.
There it is. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
Take care, Sal. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to Bad Scientists. They say it's an old African proverb, slowly but surely a bird builds its nest, so one branch at a time. And that's all what we're doing here, and that's all I've been doing since I started the show, just one show at a time. And people see, they'll figure the real from the fake and join us here as we see here. We're just genuine people who just love doing what we're doing. So, 708. I think you're back on the air.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing today, man?
Doing good. Who am I speaking with?
This Mark.
Mark. All right, Mark, what you got for us today?
Man, I'm in this stock, man, FWDG. It's a healthcare stock.
Okay, FWDG.
And, yeah, Future Land Corp.
Oh, okay.
I'm in it at the triple. Yeah, I'm in it at 0001.
FUTL.
And I'm in it 3 million shares.
Okay. FUTL.
So do you see any? No, FWDG.
Okay, hold on. FWDG. Oh, Future World. Okay, I'm thinking Future Land. Okay. Future World Corp. You got over. Let's see, what has it done in the past? So that determines in how soon. All right, so the last time it ran and was very aggressive at it, by the way, was 2014. I don't see anywhere in the chart where it did anything since. Let's see now if it's still in compliance with OTC markets. So FWDG.
They just had some news on it, I believe, too. They was in debt, and they possibly got rid of the majority of their debt. They just had some news on it, I believe.
All right, so I do see here where they submitted the recent 10Q on November 21st. So they're submitting the SEC filings. They still are delinquent right now, so they are currently listed as limited pink, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's still trading. You can still trade. So they are missing some filings. But other than that, what was that recent news that you're... Let me see here. So recent news. All right. So the company did post a corporate update on January 10th. That's a good thing. All right. Dear shareholders, blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's always a good thing. That's a good thing.
Right.
In 2016, they cleaned out $350,000 worth of toxic debt. Right now, they've only got $200,000 worth of debt on their books. They do mention that they're going to be cleaning out the rest of that. Right now, the company is focused on investing in medical marijuana home delivery software. I'm trying to figure out what do they mean by that. Medical marijuana home delivery software. They got me lost on that one. I'll look into it later.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cannabis-related medicinal delivery systems, seed-to-sale tracking systems. Now, that seed-to-sale tracking systems, I can see how they can make some money off that because that's a big business in states that allow marijuana sales. Every single sale of marijuana has to be recorded. And then if any of you guys have been to Denver, you've been to any of these other states that allow you to buy marijuana, they take all your information. You got to pull out your state ID, get your name, your address, your phone number, everything. So everything is tracked. So a company that can create a system that can be able to track that, they can make some money off that if they can get a contract. So yeah, I can see how it works out. I mean, you don't have anything to lose. The company is still submitting information. They still got to update some things, but it's not too bad. FWDG 0001. All right. So the only thing I would see here is that I would hope that they become current as soon as possible. And then that's where you're going to really start to see the momentum come into the stock because a lot of traders do pay attention to the current status of the company because on OTC markets, you have different levels of OTC Pink. You have current, you have limited, and then you have no information. The best place to be is current because you are at the least amount of risk to be halted by the SEC. Now, at limited, it's smaller, but at the same time, it's a lot smaller than no information provided, but there is still a possibility of the stock being halted by the SEC because not all information about the company is available at this time. So you've got a little bit of risk, but at 0001, I mean, you're not risking anything right now. The stock isn't really doing anything, and the future, for what they're saying, looks bright. So let's see if they follow through on getting current status, and then you'll see the momentum at that time.
Okay, because it's been going up to 002, so I could have been took a double up, but I just been trying to wait it out.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I would wait it out, and look, they just submitted that information, and we'll see what happens. But you're in early at a great price, so we'll see.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, appreciate that.
Not a problem. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, man.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So it's all good to get in early. But you wanna make sure you're at that current status. Just kind of like what USEI did. If you watch that USEI video I did, is because the only reason I brought it to people's attention because it was going current. Because that limits your halt risk almost entirely. You don't really want to go in too early to where you can get halted and you don't know if the company is even going to try and fight that. So your money is stuck forever. It can really go against you if you don't know what you're doing. 703, what's up?
Hey, Sal, what's up? Me, Fisher.
What's going on, man?
I found the Alaska stock.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
They're like in 5, and they are, some of them are penny stocks, but some of them are not. One of them is NG, and that's around.
Yeah, that's the Nova Gold. I'm definitely familiar with Nova Gold. Nova Gold's very volatile stock that can put on some real good numbers when the price of gold is working on its favor. Right now, obviously, gold has been struggling lately. Where are we right now with gold? Man, we're under 1,200. Ooh, okay, so we're at 1183 an ounce right now. And we were down like 10 points today, too, as well. So we're down another 6 points here overnight. So we'll see. And that's no doubt in my mind responsible for those last two red days, or this week of red really for the stock.
Damn.
Yeah. So, like any gold company, if the price of gold is doing well, then the stock is doing well. If the price of gold is going down, then these companies get beat up by that price. And the smaller the company, the more volatile they are to the price. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with NG, but it's definitely one to follow. But I just based on the chart there, I see we're leveling out. We're below the 4 and the 8 moving average. We're touching the 20-day moving average, so we could be breaking down here if we continue to lose on gold here.
Cool. Because the other ones are like THM, International Tower Hill Mining.
Mm-hmm.
That's
THM, I'm definitely familiar with that one too. I know people in the chat room. You guys know THM here very well. Tower Hills Mines. This is another one that's gotten up here. It's a smaller company, $100 million company. It's up the last 2 days. Man, this is I don't know. That's really interesting. Let me see. All right, let's see.
Yeah, damn. That there's a lot of these gold companies.
Yeah,
all these are like OTC too.
Yeah, this is showing a lot of dissonance compared to the price of gold. It's almost like as if it's going inverse to what it's been doing the last 2 days, last 3-4 days. I mean, if you look at the price of gold, in fact, let me see if I can compare it to a let's say a GLD, for example. Let me change that to, let me see here, to a line. Let's make it really blue. So yeah, so it's actually, all right, so it's crossing over. So it's following the ETF, the GLD ETF, but so I expect a pullback in THM here, because I'm seeing a pullback that started now in the ETF GLD, the gold ETF, but it hasn't began yet in THM. It should be happening, but it looks like it's a step behind. So we'll see what happens with that one. Yeah.
And there's something like just 2 more.
Go ahead.
The other one is HL. Hecla Mining Company.
Yeah, Hecla Mining. Yep, another mid-tier gold company. Again, it follows very well the price of gold, just like the ETF does. Again, with these mid-level small cap gold companies, you can just use GLD to overlay, or maybe even JNUG to overlay, and you can almost trend for trend, they're moving with the overall price of an ETF following the commodity, the underlying commodity, whatever it is, whether it be silver or gold. So as you can see here, the pullback has already started on HL. So you probably see that pullback to the 20-day moving average, which is about 590. So we'll see what happens with that one.
Cool. The last one is an OTC, LBGO. Liberty Gold Pro.
LBGF?
No, GO.
GO.
It's an up-and-comer.
Let me see here. We'll say that ticker one more time.
LBGO.
I'm not getting a ticker on LBGO.
That's crazy. Okay.
LBGO. Yeah, I'm not getting if anybody, let me see, LBGO. Yeah, if anybody's getting a ticker on that, let me know, but I'm not getting anything pulling up on that one.
But the funny thing is, I found all these from this website called Small Cap Network.
Okay. Yeah, it could have been, it could have, some stocks also get delisted and thrown off the exchange as well. I mean, you got dead stocks here as well, unfortunately. But that could be a situation with that one. But yeah, not popping up under that ticker.
Okay. I'll go try to find it then. Maybe try to put it on the chart if I can.
There it is. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call, Master.
No problem.
All
Have a good
right.
evening.
So thank you. So we got Master 82 on the call. Appreciate that so much. A lot of great calls today. Yeah, we did talk about wraps and acquiring. Thank you, Michael JP. Yeah, we did talk about wraps, and that is on our list. It's actually just wrap, WRAP. That's on our list to watch tonight, WRAP, among others. WARP, excuse me. Right? No, WRAP, excuse me, WRAP. All right, and it's on our watch tonight. A lot of good stocks again to watch for now and the future. Looks like some of the ones being watched in the last 2 days here. AUPH, nice gain today. It was really an opportunity for the stock to recover. It did recover over the 4-day moving average after that red day yesterday. So AUPH hopefully back to winning ways. This is a stock we've been watching now for the last 4 days. AUPH was on our list. The 19th. Was on our list the 19th at $2.41. You're now up. You're at $3.05 on AUPH, even after the pretty strong pullback, which I know a lot of people could have got up, at that top, but you hung up in there and you made some recovery today on those gains. So we'll see what happens with that one. All right, we'll see what happens with that one. So, again, guys, thank you so much for the calls. Let me go ahead and give everybody a round of applause. We'll be back tomorrow. And again, don't hesitate to call into the show. Let us know what you think about things and stocks that you want to let people know about. Let me take one more call here before we close things up. 818, you're on the air. What's up?
Okay, I'm back, and I just had a quick question.
Okay.
About limit orders.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
When I told you when I was purchasing USCI on TD Ameritrade, I couldn't do a market price one, and I just wanted to clarify what a limit order is.
Okay. Well, because of how risky OTC stocks are, market makers do not allow individuals to go into those trades with market orders because they can increase and decrease in price so quickly. So what they suggest, and also I also believe it could be possible a liability issue as well, they allow you to select a certain price that you're willing to pay for the stock. So that's protection to you, and I also believe it's protection to the market maker, so you decide when to get in. Because these stocks can move so quickly, you might be unhappy with your fill if you were able to do a market order on an OTC stock when it was running or when it wasn't. Because, again, those, the bid and ask spreads could sometimes be so wide, who knows where you'd be satisfied at, if a market order was allowed to take place. So with the limit order, you decide where you want to get in, where you want to get out. And if that order can be filled, it's executed within a matter of milliseconds. But if not, it pens until, a corresponding order can be found to fill your order. So a limit order is basically a way for your market maker to protect you as well as them, to satisfy you on that trade, in order to make the trade happen.
All right, and just to clarify, when you're doing a buy limit order, let's say I put the price at 0017. That means that they'll let me buy the stock at that price, or lower.
Yes. So if you put it at 0017, that's the maximum price you're willing to pay for the stock. So if there's somebody, in it at willing to sell for double o 16, double o 14, you will be matched with that trade because, you're willing to pay up to double o 17 for that, for those shares. Now, if you're looking to sell, that's different because if you're looking to sell, you're willing to sell for no less than your limit. That is your limit that you're willing to sell those shares for. So if you were on the other side looking to sell at double o 17, if there was an order at double o 18 for sale, your order will cash out at double o 18 because you're willing to sell for no lower than double o 17.
Okay. And one other question that I had was, what market scanners should I use?
It's a tough question because I'm a little bit biased. I've been using, I use E-Trade as well as Equity Feed. I'm a little bit addicted to Equity Feed. I used it, got off of it, recently got back on, and I like it a lot after seeing some of the improvements. But that's free to use for 2 weeks. But it is, I want to say after that, it's like $150 a month. But if you're looking for a pure scanner that you don't necessarily need have running 24/7 or during market hours, that you just simply go in and you do your one scan, there are tons of free scans. There's a Zax scanner that I use, and I've made a video about a Zax scanner. Finviz.com has a free scanner for you to scan, and you can pull up different criteria for stocks that you can find underneath your criteria and pull up really, really good opportunities to trade. You can also pull up stocks under criteria like certain patterns, like bottom bouncers or flag poles and double tops, double bottoms. So it's a really, really great scanner, and it's free. You can also pull up stocks under oversold, overbought at different levels. As high as overbought as high as 70 to as low as 50, to oversold as low as 30 to as high as 50 over the oversold. So really, really great website. There's also, who else has a good scanner? OTC Markets is a little bit more advanced, but they've got a decent scanner as well. Your broker, I'm sure, has one. Who's your broker? TD Ameritrade?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. TD Ameritrade, no doubt, has a scanner. There's no doubt about it. It's been a while since I've been on the platform, but if you need help with that, don't hesitate to call your customer service. That's why they're there. They have a team of people who will go with you step by step over the scanner. A lot of people don't, like to call customer service, but I mean, you're paying for it. So don't hesitate to call and ask a question if you have one about how to do something.
Okay. And after that, what I wanted to ask was, what do you think I should do? What books I should read, just to prep while I'm waiting for USCI to go up, just so I could learn more about penny stocks and just the stock game in general.
Okay, sure. Off the top of my head, one books. There's a book by Gerald M. Loeb. It's called The Battle for Investment Survival. This is a book that came out in like just before the Depression. Really, really good book, Gerald M. Loeb. It's on that level with Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. I forgot the name of that author, but these are classic books about, investing, and not only that, but just the mind and as a man dealing with the markets and how it affects you mentally. They're both story written in terms of the individual author writes about his experiences within the markets, and there are little lessons you can learn from them as well. Other good books. What was it called again? Yeah, The Battle for Investment Survival.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's also Reminiscences of I'm probably not saying it right, Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. That's a good book as well. Peter Lead books. Yeah, Peter Lead books are good too as well. He's an author, Peter Leeds. There are a ton of other books out there. off the top of my head, what's this guy's name? We can. Let me see if I can. Something that's pretty popular that I know a lot of people would agree with, because you can go. I mean, there are a lot of other little books on that are a little bit more rare. Some books on Jesse Livermore. Jesse Livermore, who's considered one of the greatest stock traders ever. I mean, there are a couple books out there written on them. There was one book, Jesse Livermore, Methods of Trading in Stocks, that came out in 2012. You can find that. I think there's some PDF versions flying around there. You can find that pretty easily. What else? But yeah, I mean, don't Learn to Earn. Yeah, Learn to Earn by Peter Lynch is a good one. The only thing about Peter Lynch, he's an old style trader. He's a value trader, so he's going to show you a lot of charts on Microsoft and Apple, which isn't a bad way to trade. I mean, people make money value trading, but it's definitely a longer time frame. But there are a ton of books out there. And I would start with those two, because I think from those two you'd be able to identify where you want to move forward in terms of how, where you see yourself in the space.
So, I should just read those books and just wait it out.
Yeah. Read those books, and you'll be able to hopefully from them see what kind of, because you still have to identify what kind of trader you are. You're only 14 years old. You might end up realizing maybe you don't like penny stocks. Maybe you like Amazon and Apple. Maybe you like options. Maybe so you still have to figure out where you fit in the space, and you need to find your niche, because you don't want to be an everything, knows everything guy. I've always believed that in life you specialize in something. You be the guy who knows everything about one thing, because nobody can trust the guy who knows everything, little things about everything. You need to be that guy who knows about this one thing, and you know it to the back of your hand. You know what I'm saying? So find out where that is for you. And the sooner you can find that out, I think, the better life you can have, because a lot of guys, I'm looking at even some of my friends, they still don't know what they want to do with their lives, So find out what that niche is for you. If this is something you want to do for the rest of your life, which seems like, as interested as you are, that's probably what you want to do.
It's more like a hobby.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Also a way for me.
Okay. Yeah. So if it's just a hobby for you, it's still, you still want to find out where, what kind of stocks you like to trade, your style of trading. But that'll all come in time.
All right. Thank you, man.
Not a problem. Appreciate the call, bro. All right. So thank you for all that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we talked about dries, man. And that's the last stock we'll talk. I felt like I've kept you guys for so long. Because I know you guys, oh my God, 2 hours, the show's so long. But you guys know our world famous 5-hour, 6-hour Friday shows tomorrow. So Friday, you guys call up. We can talk about anything. We always end up talking about stocks as it is, because, it's our favorite thing. And we really break it down tomorrow. I mean, whatever, random stocks you want to talk about, we'll break down some 10Ks. Some 10Qs. We got some earnings coming out tomorrow as well. Some that came out after the bell tonight. I haven't even checked out what came out after the bell. So we'll break down a lot of things. Tomorrow, among other stuff. All right. Among other stuff. So tomorrow we'll go hard tomorrow. It'll be a long show. All right. You guys know the Friday shows. It'll be like 4 or 5, 6 hours. But it's a really good way for you to, if you really love this shit, Friday shows are when you really find out. Because, some guys check out 2 hours, they're going to bed. And some of you guys, you can be here from the minute we start until, 7 hours later, where I'm like, okay, I got to go to bed. Yeah, big booty hoes. We'll talk about big booty hoes. I mean, whatever comes up, man. Whatever comes up. It's Friday. You can't trade the next day, so it is what it is. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy trading, happy position trading for those of you guys who are going to be looking to throw out a 1 week trade or whatever. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Let me put out the list that we went through tonight. Put out the list where we went through tonight. Let me see here. Here's the list of what the stocks we went through tonight. That's not necessarily all of them. That's not necessarily all of them. I know we had some added later, like THM was added later. If you guys remember Master 82 calling up and his gold plays. Thank you, Miss Montez. And by the way, have you guys followed Cora Lee's Twitter? Miss Montez, you are a beautiful woman. Are you like Puerto Rican or Dominican? She's beautiful, man. If y'all see her Twitter. The Tom G, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah. Get those likes up. Get those likes up. I say this every show. You know, traders are some of you traders are the most greedy, especially penny stock traders. They're the most greedy. They don't want to donate anything. So the least you can do is like my show. Just press like, and let's set it in place that YouTube can promote me. All right. Yeah, go ahead and press like, because y'all ain't going to donate shit. So, but with that being said, thank you guys so much, man. I'll be back here tomorrow. The phone lines will be open. I'll be waiting to see what you guys traded. Bat Scientists, all the new people who called up. Master 82, Big Shag. All the new people who called up. I'll remember your names eventually as you guys call up. I get more familiar with you. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Deuces.